Shalom, and welcome to Israelite Talk TV, where we deal with all the current events surrounding the Israelites here in this nation and also in various different nations around the globe where the Most High, Yahuwah, has scattered us to. I want to send a special shout out to all the lights out there and all the strangers out there that's standing firm on keeping the commandments of the Most High. You must understand, to those of you that live here in the United States, we live in a nation where people feel like they can do whatever they want to do and there's no accountability. And this mainly stems from this saved by grace doctrine or theory that the church has handed down. People think they can do whatever they want to do and there's no accountability. And we know, the real children of the Most High, we know that this is a lie. Okay. And just look at the life. There's nothing in life where there's no rules and regulations. Like right now, you're free to go do whatever you want to do, but there's certain regulations that have been in place, and when you violate those ordinances, you're gonna be in trouble. It's just like right now, if you go into a store right now, to all of you, I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm saved by grace and all this other trash. Go into your local store and go steal a hamburger or a toothbrush or whatever it is. And when the police lock your tail up and you go in front of the judge, you tell that judge, oh, I'm saved by grace. Jesus, or whatever name it is that you're using, just say you saved by grace and see that they don't lock your tail up. They might send you to a mental hospital. There's rules and regulations in life, and whether people choose to follow them or not, that's on you, but they're there. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to all of y'all and to those of you that's coming through and showing love to the channel. Now, real quick, as you know, I need y'all to like the videos, okay? Run them likes up. I need y'all to share these videos. Share these videos with other lights out there, okay? Because they need to hear this thing too. And I also need you all to subscribe to the channel. Don't just come to the channel and eat the food and leave. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Let's run them subscriptions up. You know, we got to make a social media presence. And the only way we do this is by y'all running them subscriptions up. If y'all want to get things done within these Israelite communities, subscribe to the channel. Okay, I'm going to get it done. Now, real quickly, before I get into the message, okay, I want to put out this disclaimer, okay, that all the information that I'm providing in this video is strictly opinion, okay? Nothing is factual. It's just for entertainment purposes. Now, let me say this, because you had somebody that came to the channel and was like, oh, well, you said everything is not truthful. And see, I don't know if these are agents and bots or is these really lights that's really this ignorant. What you got to understand, and let me help y'all out. This nation, the United States, is a corporation, okay? Everything in this nation is surrounded by businesses, okay? Including you, include me and everybody else that's here in this nation, okay? There's things that's going on behind the scene that will blow your mind of what this government allegedly does when people are born. And it ain't just the lights. It's everybody at this point. You know what I'm saying? The things that they're doing. Okay, and in the days and times to come, I'm going to blow the whistle on this stuff. But right now, that will be beyond the scope of the message that I came to give today. But I just got to let y'all know and understand this. You know, for legal reasons, I have to put the disclaimer in these videos. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say on it. If you can't understand that, then the message that I'm giving out is not from you. You can go down and go sit down and watch cartoons and, you know, whatever it is y'all doing and just go and stay in la la land. This is for people that's trying to elevate and got to understand it on this thing. The other thing that I want to say is that I don't mind people coming through to the channel and commenting and stating their position, okay? But the only thing that I ask you, and you're gonna have to and you're gonna adhere to this. If not, I'm just gonna remove your comments. So you gotta understand, your parents now let you do whatever you want to do. When you come here, you're not gonna do whatever you want to do. You're gonna be dealt with, and you're gonna be dealt with accordingly, you know? And you know, if people got, you know, certain things that they want to say, I mean, hey, start your own channel, do whatever you want to do. I don't care nothing about that. But just know when you come here, it's going to be order. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the things I'm getting ready to talk about today. You know, you got people that's coming through and, oh, well, you wearing this clothes and you wearing Tommy Hill. Like, come on, man. Like, Listen, man, I don't get caught up. See, the problem is a lot of y'all are caught up in imagery, and I'm going to teach you guys about imagery, because imagery is something that has been used to deceive people for years. Okay, it didn't just start today. This has been going on for thousands of years. So people have certain perceptions, and they look at you, and it's like, and they think like, oh well, don't get lost in that. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that I don't care nothing about. I got high-end stuff. This stuff that y'all watch, when y'all watch these rappers, the Montclairs, I got all of that stuff. I got that stuff in the archive, but it means nothing to me. You have to understand that at one point in my life, I was locked up. I wore khakis and sweatpants for years, okay? So this stuff, these clothes and stuff don't mean nothing. It don't make me that. That means nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that y'all are caught up in. You see what I'm saying? So understand that this is not that, and you have to stay on topic. You coming, and instead of you listening to the message, you watching me in my clothes and what I'm wearing. You know what I'm saying? That's problematic, in my opinion. Okay. So understand that this is not that. You know, if you got a comment that's on subject, when we in class, we got to stay on topic. You know, regardless if it's good or it's against what I'm saying, hey, state that thing, because it might be an angle that I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? And if it's right, hey, I'm gonna acknowledge that thing. If not, then I'm gonna deal with you accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, let's get into the message for the day. Okay. So now today, I'm going to be talking about the OGs in our communities, okay? And what moved me to speak on this is that I already then had them in my scope, but recently we had a situation where the brother Zero was jumped down there in Houston, allegedly, and then remember, all this stuff is allegedly, okay? Was jumped down in Houston by another popular rap figure, Trae the Truth, and his entourage, or whatever the case may be. Okay. And so I'm watching, and I want to say this was on Urban something. I can't remember the name right offhand, but it was Urban something, right? And they was doing this interview with these OGs out of Houston, where they was just kind of speaking on the situation and was kind of saying that, you know, we was on a call for 4 hours and this and that, and we talked about it, and then at the end, you know, everybody was pretty much like laughing or whatever, and everything was pretty much getting straightened out. But then somebody leaked the video, and he was basically saying because the video got leaked that it was a problem. And see, that's not the problem. It's good that the video was leaked to expose the underhanded stuff that these OGs, these supposedly OGs, are doing behind the scene. See, what we got to understand is this. The Father is not a respecter of persons. He tells us this, okay? So why are we being respectful of persons? Whenever foul stuff takes place, you got to call a spade a spade. You do not get to sit back and play the 50. This is why stuff keep going on, because people feel like they can do stuff like this and get away with it. You see what I'm saying? And there's not going to be any repercussions. See, now whatever happened with that situation, it was supposedly about a case. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, that happened back in 2005 or whatever the case may be. You know, so why wait almost 15 almost 20 some years, almost 20 years to wait to 50 sitting them in town to try to cause a scene and pull a move like that. Like, to me, that's clout chasing. And it's bad, because it's like, you know, whatever the situation is, if y'all on the phone for 4 hours talking, why didn't this phone call happen before that? See, this is the problem that I have with it, because we know that proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you get in front of stuff before stuff happens, you can prevent stuff from happening. So that's not the solution. Y'all got to start standing up and telling these people when they wrong, regardless of what type of respect you have for a person, you have to call that stuff out when it's in error. The same way we know David was one of the greatest kings that ever ran the nation of Israel. There was covenants established on the behalf of David. But when David was wrong, the Father sent the prophet to him to correct him for that. See, so if the Father's not a respected person, why are we doing this? And this is the problem in our communities, where you have these old heads. And I want to use this guy, Tim, okay? He commented on one of the videos, okay? And I got to throw you in the lesson, okay? for edification purposes. Okay, he was basically speaking about how he's comfortable around white folks and in these different communities that white folks don't. And I'm gonna deal with that because you know, whenever you start to deal with race, people get emotional and all this other stuff, and it's mainly because people hate to deal with the truth. See, here we don't have a problem with dealing with the truth and calling it the way it is. And you know what? And I think I got the time today to do it. I'm waiting on this Bears game to finish up. But I think I got time. I'm gonna do another video right after this speaking on this specifically. But he was basically speaking about how he feel comfortable and safe in the community around white folks and this and that. They don't, and y'all can go see the comment. It's on the video. The one I did on Bootsy. He's there. And see, the Timmys of today, men like this is the problem. This is why we are having all of these problems in our community and we're not getting nothing rectified. And y'all probably saying, well, how is that? How is he the problem? This is how he's the problem, and people like him, okay? These are individuals that lay up here and they have children, right? They're having children and they're not instructing their children in the ways of the Most High. You see, and because they're not instructing their children in the ways of the Most High, they're having these children, letting them do whatever they want to do, and then they unleashing these children on the public, and then we have to deal with it, and then they want to run and, I want to go out here with the white folks. No, that's not the solution. First off, the problem is y'all not following what the Father has ordained you guys as parents to do. We got to understand the commandments teaches that we're to honor our mother and fathers. The Father has put in safeguard. He has put in different elements in the law to make sure that children do this. Okay. So it tells us when we go into the book of Deuteronomy that if children did not honor their mothers and fathers and was doing basically the stuff we see going on today, that they were to be taken outside of the camp and stoned, put to death. Okay. Now we know we're in a nation where we can't just put people to death and because of the rules and regulations here, but you can cut them off and use different mechanisms in dealing with them. Okay. So my thing is this. The problem is y'all not doing what the Father has instructed y'all to do as parents. Y'all are letting y'all children run around and doing whatever they want to do. And what people got to understand, if children are not listening to parents, you know for sure they're not listening to people in the streets. You see, this is why the book teaches us that the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge. See, all this, I'm going to just do this for them and I'm not going to touch them. I love them. That's not working. This is the reason why we having problems now. You see what I'm saying? When you go into the book of 1 Samuel, it teaches us that there was a high priest in the day known as Ali, and he had two sons that were basically defrauding the people. And you can go read the account in the book of 1 Samuel. And now Ali did not participate in what they was doing, and he actually asked them like, "What y'all doing and why are y'all doing this?" Woody woody boo. And they just kept doing it, right? So what happened is the father would basically go on to discipline not only them but his whole entire household, the father included, because what the father said to Ali, the high priest, he said he was punishing him for not restraining his sons. So your children are your responsibility. See, this is what the problem is. They want to y'all want to lay down. Y'all want to have these kids. Y'all not teaching the kids nothing. Y'all not teaching them to walk in the ways of the Most High. And then y'all just letting them run around and they just tearing stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And then you sitting back like, oh, I got to go out here with these. No, that's not the problem. The problem is we get our communities together. Okay. So what the solution is that if people are really serious about cleaning these communities up, you know, you hear these bloggers out here running that mouth. They run that mouth. And what I want y'all to do, y'all pass this along to DJ Academics, because these are the same people that whenever stuff happens, they like the RICO. They want to sit up here and they want to basically work for the police and create these narratives. But then, you know, this thing with Sauce Walker, all this and that. But see, what people fail to realize is they always get away from the point of the matter, that we shouldn't be stealing and trying to rob people. And they want you to focus no, we're going to focus. We're going to stay focused. You see what I'm saying? We don't have that parasitic mind state where we can't focus and we, no, we focused over here and we dialed in and we're going to deal with the problem. So I've identified the problem. What the solution is we got to get better in our communities. We got to come together. And we got to set the tone and be like, we're not having this in our communities. And we have to do whatever we got to do in order to get the people out of these communities that's destroying our communities. Okay? Whether it's calling the police on them or whatever the case may be. But people have to know that in our communities, we're not having that. And it's simple as that. So now people really want to talk this talk. Let's see if they really about walking this walk for real, for real. Okay, so I've identified the problem. I've given you the solution. So until next time, shalom.